Hello and welcome to UTP Exchange, the official podcast of Universiti Teknologi PETRONAS. This is a platform where we explore big ideas, bold innovations, and the future of education, research, and technology. For this special episode, we are deeply honored to welcome Yang Berbahagia Dato Seri, Registered Town Planner, Dr. Maimunah Mohd Sharif, UTP International Advisory Council member, and PETRONAS Property Advisor. Dato Seri is a globally respected leader and accredited technocrat with over 40 years of experience in sustainable urban development. She graduated from the University of Wales Institute of Science and Technology with a Bachelor of Science honours in Town Planning and a Master's degree in Urban Planning from Universiti Science Malaysia. Dato Seri has held various key positions in Malaysia. She was the former mayor of Kuala Lumpur. She was also the first woman president of the Seberang Perai Municipal Council and served as the mayor of Penang. During her illustrious career in the United Nations and in global leadership roles, she was the first Asian woman to be appointed Under Secretary General and Executive Director of the United Nations Human Settlements Program, UN Habitat. She was also the Acting Director General of the UN Office in Nairobi, Kenya. Throughout her decorated career, Dato Seri was conferred with the title of Honorary Professor at the Bartlett School, University College London, and appointed as Adjunct Professor at the University of Malaysia. She also received the Leadership Award at the World Smart City Awards in Barcelona and the Ministry of Housing Malaysia Best Leadership Award in the City category. Yang Berbahagia Dato, welcome to the podcast. It is indeed an honor to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's jump right in and talk about the role of cities and universities and that convergence. From Dato Seri's experience, especially at UN Habitat and city leadership, what role should universities play in helping cities address climate and livability challenges?
Thank you so much again for having me here. I'm very happy to be in the Universiti Teknologi PETRONAS. In fact, this is the first time that I've been here, even to Trono. So a bit shy because I'm from Malaysia. It's the first time I've been here in UTP, but it's always the first time. And as you mentioned about the biography of mine, I started as a town planner in Penang at the local level, helping city of Penang, and then to UN Habitat, where we have the program in 93 countries in 1,600 cities, and came back to Malaysia as a mayor of Kuala Lumpur and now as a property advisor of PETRONAS and also the International Advisory Committee of UTP. To me, cities and university, and you mentioned about climate change, and you mentioned about livability, and you mentioned about challenges and opportunities. I think that is university play a very key role in helping or collaborating together with cities, because cities is very complex, and those are also the mayor and the colleagues or the staff of the city sometimes that they are very busy or packed with day-to-day work,
Sure.
but they have no even have a time to do the research. So the research part, the R&D, the data driven, and also the example, I think that is very, very important that university, like for example, the University of Technology PETRONAS, you are very much deal with the engineering. And how can UTP work together, for example, with the Kuala Lumpur City Hall or maybe other cities in Malaysia to look at the issues of flooding, issues of traffic mobility, and issues of home, and issues also in terms of economics and environment. I think this is very important, where the study and the data-driven and to be trusted partners that been in the university, and to be tested in the real example university, and when is it successful, you have to bring it out there to help the mayors, to help the people in the city to solve or even mitigate the challenges they are facing. So I think this is the collaboration between the think tank and also the issues on the ground. I think it's very, very important to me because there are three things that one, from the evidence, from the data. Second is also, I think we need to look at the university as a convener and also is a trust builder. Maybe that is, if you don't trust the city, the university, if you don't trust the technology that developed by own university, then whom can you trust? And at the same time, it's also as a living laboratory. For example, like UTP, this is the living or the technology hub. So for now, I'm very convinced that cities and universities are playing a very important role in the ecosystem because cities is very complex. As here is the think tank that you need to work together closely.
Thank you, Dato. Yes, UTP's closest biggest city would be Ipoh in Perak, but it doesn't stop us from going to Penang or to Alor or even to East Malaysia, KK, and helping cities large and small. I think is how I can really frame where UTP is also wanting to support. And this morning, you've heard a little bit about UTP and the Institute's direction, especially our Institute of Sustainable Living, which may be renamed towards Intelligent Habitats or something along those lines. And you mentioned a little bit about the Living Lab. How can universities elevate this value, this research, data-driven impact, and be this living urban laboratory that you spoke about earlier?
Yeah, I'm very happy to see that the UTP now coming up with the intelligent sustainable unit or intelligent habitat that you mentioned in the briefing. I think this is very, very timely because when I asked how long has been set up, I said it's 5 weeks, but it's at least a first step. It's very timely because in many universities in other developed countries, they have the sustainability since we are talking about the sustainable development goals, we're talking about environment, social and governance, ESG. This is very important for UTP to really have this sustainable unit or the intelligent habitat unit because PETRONAS is not only talking about oil and gas.
Right.
We are talking about elevate or improving the quality of life for the people that you serve on the ground. And PETRONAS is not only talking about the upstream or downstream of fuel, but it's also involved in development. For example, development of the Sungai Bersih land, development of in Putrajaya or the what's called the Kota Madani, in Kerteh, in Sarawak, and any part, and also at the global level. So it's very important for Universiti Teknologi Petronas to develop what do you understand by sustainable living, what do you understand by resilient city, what do you understand by leaving no one behind on inclusive city, not only in terms of the understanding, but it's also to develop the culture, develop the innovation, and bring it out there. For example, in Sungai Bersih land or in Putrajaya holding or in the Kota Madani and other part of the or even not only in Petronas project, in other buy-in by the developers. May it that this become the reference center for sustainable development. Let's say when you talk about sustainability, UTP have this sustainability. And also when you talk about the sustainability, I think I shared it during the meeting today that we have had the discussion with National University Singapore. They have the Faculty of Cities because cities are very complex. So here, I think with this sustainability or the intelligent habitat center is very, very, really needed in Malaysia. Not only for, as I said again, I would like to stress, not only for Petronas, but it's also for cities and other part of the world. And that's where the research is, where the thinking is, where the technology and also the thing that you can replicate, not only in theory, but it's also to bring out there and at the same time, maybe you can bring it to the global. Not only
for
to
sure.
Malaysia, it's a global level.
I think once we have that impact on the ground,
Yeah.
that's when we can really feel that we're making a positive impact to society. And you mentioned about research just now.
Mhm.
You know, as a university and from undergraduates to postgraduates, a lot of ideas and good ideas will come up, and needs further time to develop and progress. Thinking outside UTP or just your experience with other universities, why do so many good sustainability ideas from universities fail to really reach that full city implementation, in your view?
Yeah. I think this is very interesting question, because I've been a mayor in Penang, KL, and I've been also mentioned that, oh, you are mayor of the world. I mean, I hate that you inhabit that. What I can see is that there is a lack of communication between university and the city. The city here is not only the mayor, but the people in the city.
Right.
The communication. I think communication is very important. There is a gap there. What is really needed in the city level and what is actually the research done at university. Even there is a good, for example, there is a good product which can solve the problem in the city. But I think that we need to work together with the mayors, with the leaders in the city, and also maybe with the ministry or something like that, because sometimes what you have here is not really reached out there
Right.
to the people on the ground who are facing with the problem. So I think this is the collaboration gap. And also in a way that is co-design, meaning that you design, but you must be designing something that is needed out there. Even though maybe you said you really want to design something that is very good, but sometimes it's good design, maybe it's not needed out there. So I think this is where the gap, I can see there is a gap. And then another one is also in terms of when you have the product, but how can you scale up? The scaling up is also important. And then at the same time, how can you govern this product that can be scaling up, can be replicated, adopt and adapt in many cities in Malaysia or even outside Malaysia. So to me, there must be a collaboration. UTP must come out with a narrative, what you are good at, and then tell this narrative to the people. If the cities is not coming to you, or the problem is not coming to you, but you have the solution, the university have to go out from the campus and say, look, I have, maybe through social media or something like that, look, I have this new product, this solution. I already tested in the campus. It works. We have the data, we have the evidence, and we also have the evaluation. And then you come out with the cost. Sometimes there is also the cost related, and because in the city we are always looking at the budget, yearly budget. So I think this the collaboration, and you should close the gap between the people who need the product, who need the solution, and you are the provider. I mean, supply and demand. I think this is very important.
For sure. It's, we cannot be creating products and services that no one needs, or no one can afford it, or no one knows about it. So definitely, I really like your point about just communicating our work, our products, our services, and being known what we are good for, rather than always relying on what we are good at. Thank you. You mentioned a little bit about the governance aspect of any city development. In your experience with sustainable city development, how important is governance and social inclusion compared to technological products and services and solutions along that aspect? How important are the other parts of governance and social inclusion for you?
To me, whatever that we do, we are doing it for the people. I'm the type that people-centered. I think we need to look at how can we improve the quality of life, the people that we serve. That is one. Another one, when you talk about social inclusion, And sometimes that I'm sure at the university we always have the data, and whatever product, whatever technology that we created is not only for one group of people.
Right.
It should be covered at every category, everyone. The impact should be felt by everyone in the city. That's call it citizen. It's the people in the city. And then yes, we have the technology, we have the innovation, but here the governance is important, because sometimes that is we have so many policy, we have so many innovation, but the implementation, the regulation, and also the governance is not really there, is not really followed. I think sometimes there we have a lot of new innovation, but when come with very good policy, why when come to the implementation we fail? I think we discussed quite lengthy also in the meeting room today. Why come to the implementation? That is where the governance, and the governance is not only by itself. I always mention three types. One is leadership. You really need a good leader. Leader here is not only mayor or ketua kampung or prime minister, but every one of us is a leader.
Right. At
By
every
our own.
level,
Every level.
sphere of influence.
Yes.
Sure, yes.
So this is leadership is very important. Second is capacity. Capacity can be both. One, the capacity in terms of the knowledge, in terms of the capacity building. The other one, capacity in terms of the funding. It's very, very important. And the third one is governance. So without governance, you have a good leaders, you have the capacity, you have the people, you have the funding, but without the good governance, it's also fail. So I think that's why in the UN, we developed the ESG, environment, social, and governance.
Yes.
Even in the SDG, even though it's 17 Sustainable Development Goal, we started with poverty, but we end with partnership. The partnership, SDG 17 partnership, is where the governance is. So I think yes, technology is powerful. Yes, innovation is powerful, but without the governance, without the inclusivity, it will soon fail. That is my opinion.
Powerful insights. Thank you, Dato. And you've seen this not just in Malaysia, but in Africa, in the UN, in the many cities and countries you visited around the world. Thank you for sharing the importance of the governance ecosystem supporting any technology, service, or product for citizens of the world. I think just came at the top of my mind, as one grows in a city, if you are born in a city or you moved there in your younger years, and you've worked with many levels of leadership from the prime minister downwards. For the young engineers who are living in cities and seeing the problems and not really knowing how to make their mark, to make their home, their neighborhood, their city better, what advice would you give these young engineers and researchers who want their work to really create an impact, not just in their city, but in the wider society?
To me, people used to say that young people is the leaders of tomorrow. I disagree with that. To me, young people are leaders of today. Leaders of today and tomorrow. You know why? Because as I said, the leaders is not only mayor, not only the chancellor, or not only the prime minister, but every category, every age, they themselves is a leader. For example, the eldest in the family, or even though he's 3 years old, is a leader. So I think that to me, we need to work with the young people, and especially now with the global changing, the world is changing.
It is, yes.
The time which I grew up last time is totally different than my daughter, totally different than my grandson. So, for example, one of the example that I mentioned to you just now, saying that, for example, that we want to plan for the Sungai Besi land, for example, we are planning for the next 50 years. We need to ask the young people, maybe who are 10 years old, 15 years old now, but in the next 50 years, they are 65. So you see, we are planning for them. So I think the young people actually is the leaders of today and tomorrow. And I have the experience when I was in the UN. I was called during my first day in the UN. There's a group of students from the slum who came to our office, and then my staff said that call me ED, got short form of executive director. ED, can you come and take a look at the and meet the young people? I said yes, why not? And then they were so happy. Then I said, oh, it's very impossible for us to be like you. I said, no, no, turn the impossible to I am possible.
I am
The
possible.
spelling is the same, IMPOSSIBLE, but turn it impossible to I am possible. With that word, they brought back to the school, I am possible. I am possible. I want to be. It's possible for me to be executive director of a UN agency. So I think the young people, because they have the ideas, they have the energy,
Yes.
and they have the experience. And another thing, that the time where we know best, we know all, is over. Actually, we
Indeed.
don't
Yes.
know all. We need them to be with us. So I think working with the young people and across the discipline. It's not only young people with certain category, but across discipline, I think is very important. And then we need to communicate with them as early as possible, and we also have to bring in the values,
Hmm.
because apart from them coming to us with ideas, we also have to impart the idea of integrity, empathy, commitment. So leaving no one behind. That's why I think one of the things that is important for us, we sometimes we forget, is listen, listen and listening, because we forget to listen. Sometimes where the young people want to give the idea, before they finish the statement, we already know what to answer. But we forget to listen. I think this is listening is not come easy. So I think this is very important for us to listen to their ideas, and then at the same time we can communicate and collaborate with them. It's many example in even in Kuala Lumpur. I work together with the young people to clean up the Klang River.
Hmm.
And I post to them, I said that one day, I think it's also in the newspaper, my aim is that Klang River to be, we can swim in the Klang River.
That's quite
They
a
said that,
challenge.
the challenge.
Yes.
Said we did it before when in Penang, and now the Praya River is, we have a Praya River festival.
Hmm.
So I said that we need to listen, we need to give them the chance, and we need to be a leader. Why I said a leader? When we be a leader, we create a partner. When we be a boss, we will create followers, because we are very bossy. You just bossy, I'm the boss, you just follow what I said. So you can get a follower, even though you are on the wrong footing, because you have a follower, you can just say, never mind, yeah, boss, even there is a drain up there, and boss, you can still walk, it's okay. But if you are a leader, then you create a partner, you can discuss. So I think this is the generation where we need a leader, we don't need a boss.
Oh, that's very insightful, Dato. Thank you for taking time to share your thoughts and advice for some of the young engineers and researchers that we have, not just on campus, but in the wider Perak community. And I do understand this is your first time to the UTP campus, to Sri Iskandar, to Trono, passing through, I'm sure, a few towns on the way up from Kuala Lumpur. And based on your few hours with us today, what potential do you see for UTP to really make a distinct contribution to sustainability, climate resilient urban development, sustainable living? What are you taking away from your few hours with us here at UTP?
I think UTP, you have a very good potential. The name Petronas alone, you're already there. You know, I said that is Universiti Teknologi Petronas. The word Petronas is the GLC, Fortune 500 companies. I mean the word Petronas, that is one. Then from the presentation today, I realized that you are concentrate on engineering, but engineering there are very wide
Yes.
in the usage. Then this campus, when I came in from Gopeng and then Trono and then here, this is like a stimulus.
A stimulus.
Yeah, you can stimulate the development around this area.
Mhm.
You can become the innovation lab. You become the reference, not only for the people around, but not only in Perak, but also in Malaysia. Because from the engineering part, and you have so many flagship program,
Mhm.
and then you have so many, and you have already created sustainability. But one thing, my advice is that you have to create the story. You have to share the success of UTP. You have to, I'm not sure, maybe after this I will look into the social media. So I think that is the sharing, to communicate to people out there, and also not only to Malaysia, it's also to the global. If I know, at that time during the ASEAN meeting, we have the ASEAN Governors and Mayors Forum, and you have all this. You can be one of the speaker to promote, to say that UTP have this, and you have a very strong foundation, very strong in terms of the staff here, and very good curriculum. And then also you have so many researchers and also literature that you already produce. The only things that we need to communicate this to the ministry, to the government, to Malaysia, and also to ASEAN and to the global. And as I share with you, that it will be the COP31 will be in Turkey, and then there will be a program, a World Urban Forum will be in Baku, Azerbaijan, and these are the areas that the intelligent habitats, or even the engineering part of it, or even UTP can promote. You can share your innovation. You can share your product with the people around there, and then
build more
you can build more
partners
partners.
and
Yeah,
get that
you can.
connection and
Yeah,
relationship going.
yeah. You can connect with
Yes.
other universities. You can
Yeah.
also connect with other. I'm seeing that you already connected with many other universities. For example, that with China, with Korea, with Japan, and all that. So I think you have a future, and also is grounded. And as I said, the brand Petronas is
Mm.
already there, and then is and also, well, to work together with, even with Petronas, with the development, when you talk about sustainability and quality living, inclusivity, and all that. So as to cut story short, you have a very bright future, and it's very important. And one thing, tell the story to others.
For sure.
Let it be known to others.
And let it be known that we are here to try and really address some of the greatest societal challenges today. And as a university and with our partners,
And
we're
furthermore,
ready to
you are international, because you have the foreign student, you have the local
Sure.
student. I think that even bring it a more interesting university.
Yeah, for sure, that diversity and inclusion aspect of it. Thank you. So thank you again for your passion and insights, Dato. Thank you for your generous sharing of what you feel UTP is and what it can be, and your thoughts about universities around the world advancing sustainable living solutions. Thank you for reflecting on your experience as mayor, as town planner, as mayor of the world, as you mentioned when you were with UN Habitat.
It's an article claiming that I'm the mayor of the world, not me. And the article who said that, oh, you're mayor of the world.
I can really get a sense of the way you're developing and implementing impactful strategies for urban development and intelligent habitat. So thank you, Yang Berhaya Dato, for joining us here today.
Yeah, thank you again to UTP, and I'm here. I'm ready to work together with you. You can just give me a WhatsApp. That I'll be here. I'm willing to share my experience for the past 40 years as a civil servant, and also as a international civil servant, and also maybe I used to say that, let us aspire to inspire before we expire.
Yeah, I like that very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to UTP Exchange, where ideas converge, UTP's official podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, do follow the series and share it with your network. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep making an impact. Thank thank you for joining us.
Thank you.